I have a question. Are you ready to weave the life of your dreams? Then I invite you to join me on a magical journey of self-empowerment, heart expansion, creative inspiration, and soul liberation. Hello, beautiful mystical soul. I'm Chloe Rose, founder and creatrix of Mystic Hearts, your magical realm where witchcraft and folklore and spirituality is interwoven with darkness, shadow work, and fantasy. And of course, this is the realm of mysticism and mischief. And I am so excited today to talk about something that is a long time coming. This is a project that I have been nurturing not only actually over the past year, but over many, many years. This is something that I have run before, and then I've put to bed and laid to rest, and now it's been resurrected and so much love has been poured into it, and it's come back as Project 2.0. And without further ado, I am so excited to talk to you today and introduce you and welcome you to the Embody Your Magic 8-week training course. So I'm going to be talking to you all about what it is, when it is, and really just talking you through everything that I've designed and got ready for you so far. Super excited because it's there on my website, but I know what it's like when you go and look at something. Of course, oftentimes you can feel the energy, but having someone really talk you through something and explaining things can be super helpful. So this is what I want to do today. This is your introduction to the Embody Your Magic 8-week training course. And for those of you that are new here, I have already created a free 28-day course / YouTube playlist of Embody Your Magic meditation journey. And that is completely interwoven with this training course. I created them together. So they're a unit that go together. So Embody Your Magic, the meditation challenge or the meditation journey. I prefer the word journey myself rather than challenge, but we all have different personality types. It goes with the course, but also is a beautiful introduction to the course and works alongside the course. I'm just drinking a beautiful cup of cocoa at the moment. So yeah, if you are here for the long haul, feel free to join me with a beverage of choice. This isn't an official coffee shop chats video because this is me introducing. This is like a course introduction, if you like. But please do join me if you're familiar with my coffee shop chats. They are very intimate and just very casual and close, and we just get to share a drink together. So just inviting you to pause now if that's something that you're like, yes, I want to do that. So first of all, what does it mean to embody your magic? I feel that for me, embodiment has been such a huge and significant changing point in my own spiritual journey, my life journey, my growth journey. Embodiment means being in the body, but to embody something is like, you've probably heard the term embodied wisdom. It's about not only talking the talk, but walking the walk, and so much more than that, because embodiment is not performative. It's not trying to prove anything. It's just the becoming and the being and the embodying. So it's like when your lifestyle becomes you and you become your lifestyle and you become everything that you believe in and you follow. You don't just preach it, you actually practice what you preach. And that's an interesting term within itself, because you no longer actually need to preach, because you just are in your embodiment. And when you're really embodied, you can walk into a room and the power and the energetic frequency of your embodiment will have an impact on every single person in that room. That is embodiment. So why embody your magic? Well, that is about empowering you to embody, once you've liberated, your own authenticity. Why do I call it magic? Well, we are going to be learning magic tools. We are going to be learning how to make changes to our lives and our reality through our own will and through our own healing modalities and through our own journey. So it is about your magic, your own individual magic, your magical essence, your spark. So embodying your magic, it's a personal journey. And that is why in the introduction I said it's a magical journey of self-empowerment. I want to teach you how to empower yourself. And you might think like, well, how can you teach me to do that? Well, other people, of course, have taught me. And therefore, I am sharing with you some of the teachings that I have been taught along the way. But a lot of the practices that I'll also be sharing with you is things that I've crafted and expanded through my own experiential learning. Heart expansion. So why do I call it heart expansion? So in a lot of spiritual teachings, we follow the path of enlightenment, where it's kind of this linear journey from the body where we sort of transcend into light. Whereas what I found that I have actually become to come to resonate a lot more with on my journey is the spiral healing journey, which spirals us into the heart being the center of our entire existence, the heart being the bridge, the balance and the gateway between the physical and the light body, the spiritual, the physical, the emotional, the mental. The heart is the anchor. So we're going to be journeying into the heart in order to expand our hearts. And what does it mean to expand our hearts? Well, if our hearts are expanded and opened, we'll be able to live through our hearts rather than through our mind. And remember, our mind can be very easily programmed or brainwashed, whereas our hearts are our hearts. Our hearts are pure, loving, unconditional, kind, generous energy, but also beautiful boundaries and courageous fearlessness. So we are going to be expanding that energy through journeying, which I'll talk about more in a moment. Creative inspiration, a big part of everything that I do is about creative expression and inspiration. And a lot of people don't realize that our traumas and our pains from this lifetime and many lifetimes can be one of the main things that are holding us back from expressing ourselves creatively. And creativity isn't always what we think. You don't have to be an incredible artist, but just being able to express what you love without feeling embarrassed, that is creative inspiration too. And then soul liberation. What do I mean by soul liberation? It sounds very woo-woo, right? If we think of the soul as the true expression of you, or you could say a part of your higher self, we could call it higher self liberation or soul liberation, liberating the true essence of you, the unconditioned, untraumatized, unfearful, kind-hearted, loving, fearless, colourful, authentic, badass version of you, that full soul liberation. So that's just what it means to embody your magic. So you can tell why I am so excited by this training course. Let me just have another sip. So before I go more into it, I'll just tell you exactly what the training course is. We'll just get to the very 3D-ness of it. Cheers. So actually, I'm just going to open it up on my phone. I had the landing page on my computer, but I think it's going to be easier for me to talk to you if I have it on my phone. So I'll put the link up that you can go directly to the landing page, and it is mystichearts.org/training. I always make it super easy for you. And there you can find the course landing page, Embody Your Magic. Embody Your Magic, an 8-week group training course. So what is it? First of all, the Embody Your Magic training course is a transformative 8-week online program designed to help you awaken and activate your multidimensional self through energy work practices, learning new spiritual concepts and healing tools, taking you on a magical journey. This is where that spiral into the heart comes in. From the mind, through the body, and into the heart, by following the chakra spiral or the energy portal spiral. This course covers multi-level metaphysical ideas and practices to support your healing and transformation. Okay, so what actually is the course? What is the course structure? So it's held every week, so once a week, for 90-minute live Zoom calls. And every live Zoom call has a session replay, which will be available immediately as soon as I get the copy of the recording from Zoom. And that will be shared in a closed private membership group. So only members will be able to access that recording or the replay. So it will be totally private for everyone in the group. So even if you can't make the live calls, which is recommended, of course, you will still have immediate access to all of the replays. And it offers a supportive small group environment. So I'm capping this course at 8 people. So there's only going to be 8 people that can actually sign up to this training course. Why? To make it a much more intimate and community-based environment. I want to make sure that everyone feels loved, felt, seen and heard in the space, and that everyone has the opportunity to share and ask questions, and also so that we can get to know each other, get to know each other's names, get to know each other's authentic spark, each other's magic, and really celebrate that. So on top of the 8 90-minute Zoom calls, there also may be a reunion. So there might be a bonus week, just depending on if the group want that or not. I'm very much a go with the flow when it comes to these things. So that is the skeleton structure of the course, and we have a theme for every one of those 8 weeks, which is loosely, and when I say loosely, it's because it's very much expanded upon, but it's loosely based around that spiral energy scan. And I'm going to explain more about that. I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek of each week, and what the name is and what the intentions are for each week. So each week has a very specific intention, and we will be learning through presentation, questions and answers, and then through practical. So in each 90-minute call, there'll be one, maximum two practicals where we go into a deep meditative state, or we practice some kind of embodiment practice. This is not all quantum energy healing, although the majority of it is. There are going to be some embodiment practices, breath work, movement, ritual, and witchcraft, all stirred into the magical cauldron of this course. So on top of that, on the outside of the weekly 90-minute live Zoom calls, you're also going to have homework tasks, so very simple things to practice to help you integrate and embody the magic of each of those individual weeks. It will not be anything like writing an essay, don't worry. Simple, small amount of time, daily practices, or just like one task to do. There will be a closed membership group, and you'll also get a certificate of completion. So that is the course skeleton, but on the side of that, you will also get access to the full online training course, which is like kind of the body of the course. So that will be there for you for as long as I have my website and my YouTube channel, hopefully for a very long time. So lifetime access as long as that lasts. It will be everything that we're learning on the course with some extra juice and some extra meat in there, and there'll be journal prompts, there will be quizzes, introspective questions, guided meditations, extra workshops to really support you. But that is self-paced, so you can do that alongside the live calls, but that is totally self-paced. You'll receive your certificate just on completion of the live calls and the homework tasks, and just a little quiz that I'll send you at the end. But the online course is just yours to move through at your own pace for those of you that want to dive deeper, which I highly recommend, because I've had so much fun designing the online course. So you're not only getting a live course, but you're also getting a live membership group, homework tasks, a certificate of completion, and a whole online training course. So you're kind of getting a double course in one. Eventually, I will just offer the online as a separate. But one of my superpowers is being a teacher and educating. So I really, really thrive in the live workshop space. So again, I am so excited about this. So excited. So the next course start date is on Tuesday, the 29th of September. So we've got plenty of time. There's still a few months to get prepared, move things around in your schedule and your calendar. It's 29th of September 2026, and the live calls start at 7:30 p.m. UK time zone. So that'll be 7:30 to 9 p.m. UK time zone. I wanted to make it as accessible as possible to different time zones. So I believe Eastern, that'll be about 2:30 p.m. Or could be earlier than that. Don't quote me on the time zones. You're going to have to go look up your time zone. But also remember, if you can't make it to the lives, you will get the replay almost instantly, so you can still keep up with the energy on the same day. So that's when the calls start, and it will be the same time every week for 8 weeks. And the online course, which has like the body and the introduction, that will be available 1 week prior to the calls starting. I don't have the date of that now, but it will be the Tuesday before that will be available. So you'll be able to do the introduction. For anyone that's like, I want to do it all, you'll be able to do the first week of the training course before the live call. So that will be open to you a week before. And the same with the membership group. That will be open a week before the live calls start. Everything else, all of the information will be sent to you via email nearer the time. So how you access the online training course, which will be passcode protected. The membership group, I haven't decided the location of where I'm going to choose for that to be yet, but you will get all of the information emailed to you with very, very clear instructions of how to access each thing, how to contact me, all of the good stuff. So that's that. And today is the 4th of June, and I am offering a very special early bird price for anyone who books the full price of the training course. Between now and the end of June, you'll get £100 off, 100 UK pounds off the training course. So the training course is 555 UK pounds. That's the early bird price. So then it goes up to 666. So if you're like, yes, I want to sign up, I'm ready, don't miss out on the opportunity to get a big chunk of money off the price. Also, because I use Stripe, I do have an option for Klarna and ClearPay payments, which is a payment plan. I think that's either over 4 weeks or over 3 months. You can split the payment as well. I don't know if that's in all countries, but I'm pretty sure Klarna and ClearPay are international. And another payment option that I have included for this course is buy now, pay later. Now that's only on the full price of the course. So that's only on the 666 UK pounds price. But what you can do if you're like, I don't want to miss this and I really want to secure my space, knowing that there's only 8 spaces available, you can pay a non-refundable deposit of £100 now, and you have right up until 7 days before when the live calls start to pay off the full price, and you'll get all of the details of how you can make those payments via email. So that's another option, and that will secure your place. And when you come onto the landing page on the website, you can see there is a button here that says click here to read the full terms and conditions of the course. I'm not going to bore you now with all of the details, but you'll be able to read all about the details of the pricing, of the payment plans, the options, all the stuff about the course starting, cancellation policies, all of the juicy stuff you can find on the landing page. So I will let you explore that for yourself. Whew, this is really exciting. I'm so excited talking about this. Before I go into more details about really who this course is for and who I'm calling in to join me for this course, I wanted to talk a bit about this, because I have been a Kundalini yoga teacher for 7 years now. Gosh, that is crazy. And I designed this course, or something very basic compared to this, where it's like a journey through the chakras, but it would be the linear journey, not the spiral journey. And I did teach the course. I taught the training course as a group, and I also taught it to a few people on a one-to-one basis. And I just, for whatever reason, it never took off. My heart wasn't in it. It wasn't expansive and creative enough for me to get super excited about it. And then special big up to my dear friend John Binney, who last year said to me, like, Chloe, you should do a training course, and you know, if you want to, you can redo my higher self training course. And I said, I don't want to redo yours, but thank you so much for the inspiration and like the push to really do this, to I don't want to say go out of my comfort zone. The only part that's pushed me out of my comfort zone is pouring all of the amazing work that I have into the course, which at the beginning was very overwhelming for me, but now it's super exciting. I actually get really excited for my admin Mondays, where I know I'm going to be working on the Embody Your Magic training course. So yeah, it's like I've had this course and it's been sleeping and dormant. And now I've poured all of this new magic, and I've changed the structure and the layout of it, and added quantum energy healing and witchcraft and shadow work. And it feels so good. It feels so exciting. And it can be really cool when we have a creative project that we love and we see potential in, but for whatever reason, the timing isn't right, or we're not in the right space or time in our life, we just lay it to rest. And years later, we can bring it back to life. We can breathe life back into it. So why I'm sharing this is like, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on your creative projects, your dreams, your ideas, but do allow them to rest. Allow them to rest and just ruminate and grow and be in that rich soil of the earth, and until it's ready to spring new life and new energy. So I'm going to continue just reading from the landing page. And maybe if you feel called, if you're really enjoying hearing about this training course, I invite you to close your eyes and listen to these questions, or you can just engage with me as if I'm like interviewing you. If that's your vibe, it's definitely not mine. So, beautiful, mystical, fabulous soul, do you feel limited or dulled down by the constraints of everyday life? Do you feel called to meet every part of you, shadows and all, with courage and compassion? Do you feel excited to reawaken your multidimensional self and activate your superpowers and authentic gifts? Do you feel curious to explore energy, the elements, and a range of spiritual concepts to support your own journey? Are you hungry for deeper levels of self-awareness? Yeah, sign me up. Do you feel ready to break free from fear and limitation to become your true self? If you answered yes to any of those questions, please do go and check out the landing page and have a feel into the course. So who is this for? Embody Your Magic is for anyone with a keen interest in geeking out on both the science and the practice of spirituality and personal development. Anyone who is ready to take their healing journey to the next level. Those seeking self-empowerment by learning magical tools and practices. Yay! Individuals who are ready and willing to embrace their spiritual awakening and have a multi-dimensional experience, a human experience. People who feel ready to break free from the constraints of the 3D matrix and live life on their own terms. Yes, please. And anyone with an open heart who is ready to face some fears with courage and compassion and embrace some new concepts. What you will experience on the Embody Your Magic 8-week training course: self-healing and transformation, expanded intuition, creativity, expression, and authenticity. Self-empowerment as you embark on a quest for self-knowledge. A deep understanding of your energy body or your chakra system. And just to remind you that I have all of the training from Kundalini Yoga and advanced meditation techniques to back this. You will experience confidence and clarity in many areas of your life as you embark on both a spiritual and a human transformation. And you will experience your heart opening as you embrace higher states of consciousness, love, compassion, and joy. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser and a sneak preview of the course outline, and this is just the bare bones, okay? And to come back to talk to you a little bit again about the chakra spiral journey rather than the linear journey. By the way, they are both amazing and they are both necessary. I just feel very much in alignment of a journey into the heart, because once you get into the heart, you spiral back out again. It's this constant soulful evolution of peeling back the layers of anything that is not our true self, anything that is not our most liberated soul or the most liberated expression of our soul. And something that I found interesting is that when I was taught traditional Kundalini yoga, we were taught that the first chakra, the first energy center, is the third eye, which I actually call the first eye, not the root. And that has really stuck with me, because a lot of people think, it's root and we work up to the crown. But actually, it all begins in the mind. We have to unwind the mind. We have to deprogram the mind. Otherwise, we won't have control over our body, emotions, heart, spirit, soul, and beyond. And this is what really resonates with me about the chakra spiral. It begins in the mind. It begins in the third or the first eye. So I call this course a journey from the mind through the body and the emotions and into the heart. And it is through a very specific order that we do this. So we start with the mind, and then we go down to the body, to the root. And then what's interesting is we spiral all the way back up to the crown. And there is a reason for this, because often when we open our mind and we really can get embodied, we can have this sudden rush of energy which can take us into the crown. And this often manifests as our first wave of spiritual awakening, where we can perhaps get a bit of a spiritual ego, or, we feel like, oh, I've done all of the work, like I'm better than everyone. And we've all been there. It's all a part of the journey. So this is why we come up to the crown. We check that ego and we open ourselves up as well at the same time. So it's beautiful. We open ourselves up to spirituality, and then we come back down into the body, into the sacral, to really start holding ourselves emotionally. And this is when we get into the inner child wound, the mother-father wound, sisterhood wound, childhood trauma, all of that deep stuff. And that is where most of our creative blocks are, all kinds of issues. And then from there, we can then come up into the throat, which is interesting. And I love that we go sacral to throat, because those are I've done a lot of womb healing work as well, and studied womb healing. Being a woman who identifies as a woman in a very feminine body, for me that connection is extremely important, but it's there for the male as well. So we come from the womb into the throat, because it's all about suppression and what's holding us back. Again, a lot of trauma held here. So once we've done the main body of all of that heavy lifting and that emotional work, we then come into our power plexus, our solar plexus. This is where we have our confidence, our drive, abundance, joy, sunshine, divine, masculine energy. And that is what holds the throne for us to then land in our heart. So I feel that it's such an incredible journey, and to me it makes so much sense, and that's why I'm really passionate and excited about teaching the journey in this way, because it's the way that I would guide someone through their own healing journey. You know, if someone came to me, absolute beginner, had absolutely done no work before, I would do it in this journey the same way that I would with even an advanced person. And it's the way that I continue to keep working on myself. Okay, let me check in with my mind. Let me check in with my body. Let me give my ego a check. Okay, I'm going to come a bit deeper into my emotions. Let me do a bit of shadow work. Okay, now I need to work on my confidence and my drive, and then I can land in my heart. So, bringing us to that, this is a sneak preview. I'm going to be talking us through the 8 weeks, and remember there's an optional bonus week reunion as well. So, week 1 is called Unwinding the Mind. The objectives: understanding the first eye or the third eye energy center. So, each week is kind of split into parallel teachings of very much getting you a really deep understanding about the chakra or about the energy center, and all of the energy and healing resonance of that energy center on every level: the physical, the energetic, the emotional, the planetary, the force, everything. We're going to deep dive into the chakra. But then on the other side of that, we're also going to look into the concepts of the mind, and a few different things around that. And that's where the practices will be based as well. So the chakra stuff is more just for your own knowledge and understanding and exploration. But we're going to be expanding further out into our own practices of unwinding the mind. So we're also going to be just gaining an understanding of mindfulness and meditation, learning how our thoughts and perceptions shift our reality. And we're also going to be learning how other external influences can have a very powerful effect on our thoughts, our mind, conscious and subconscious and unconscious. Okay, so that's the mind. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more deep than this, but I'm like, I want to tell you everything, but I'm trying to keep it simple. Just a sneak preview. Week 2, body wisdom. Learn about how the vibration and frequency of everything that we consume, not just food, how it affects your body. Understanding the healing benefits of movement and embodiment. Gaining a deeper knowledge and understanding of how we are connected to the earth, and the earth being a body. And of course, gaining your deep understanding of the root chakra, or the first or root energy center. Week 3. So what does it all mean? The objectives of week 3. Why am I here? What is my soul's mission? What's the point? Anchoring your dreams into your reality. So rather than having that spiritual ego of feeling better than or holier than thou, we're actually saying, no, what's my dream? What is my individual mission and reason for being here and being alive at this time? What is my light that I am ready to shine into the world? And of course, understanding the crown chakra. There's probably going to be a workshop on there of ego versus soul and some concepts like that, and a bit of understanding. So week 4, we have a break. So we've done first eye, body, crown. Then we have a break and we go into a middle week called defense against the dark arts. Big ups, Harry Potter. So, objectives of week 4, defense against the dark arts. An introduction to shadow work. Gain an understanding of dark forces, entities, attachments, parasites, etc. So it's going to be a deep dive into understanding all of those concepts. And learn how to clear and protect your energy. Very, very important before we move on to some of those deeper emotional healing concepts and topics. All right, then we come to week 5, the portal of creation. Objectives: understanding relational trauma, ancestral, mother, father, past relationship, cultural wounds, etc., etc. So we're going to be really understanding that and beginning to learn how to take ourselves on that journey of healing. Practicing inner child healing. It's a big one all around the sacral chakra, and understanding the multi-dimensions of the sacral chakra. It's a very multi-dimensional energy center, the sacral chakra, so it's going to be a big deep dive into that one. There's also going to be a creative workshop, and the homework will be a little creative activity as well, something fun and lighthearted. Week 6, this one's exciting for me. Awaken the witch within. So we're going to be doing a voice activation, understanding psychic gifts, abilities, the power of intention, and using words as spells. So you can understand why now we need to do some of the body and emotional healing before we get here. Exploring the witch wound and understanding and deep diving into the throat chakra. Then we have week 7, ignite your life. Learn about the energy of abundance and money. Burn away fear, lack, and self-doubt, the path of joy and high vibrations. This is where it starts getting fun now. Understanding the navel chakra and the element of fire, and how we can use that powerful energy to transmute feelings of stuckness within ourselves. And then we get to week 8. Can you guess what week 8 is called? Embody your magic. So the objectives of week 8. What is love? And more importantly, what are the opposites of love? What is the higher heart? It's a word that's thrown out there that you may want to explore. Having just a slight exploration of some more advanced spiritual practices such as channeling, energy healing, oracle reading, spells and rituals, etc. Because when we really come into the heart space and we expand the energy of our hearts, that is when we can really open ourselves up to exploring some of these more multidimensional, metaphysical practices. And also why I do it in the heart as well is just to remind us the importance of going on this full revolutionary journey of the soul, landing in the heart before we really even think about holding space for others. There's so much that we need to do within ourselves first and kind of go on that inner warrior's journey. And then, of course, understanding the heart chakra and the air element. And as I mentioned, each week is going to be a mixture of like a presentation, just a fun workshop style with Q&As, and then we'll go into some practical stuff, just easy, gentle 15 to 20 minute practices. And you'll get the opportunity in the online self-paced course to go deeper into some of those practices, because they'll be recorded, separate recordings, which I might even do longer format versions for you. So yeah, that's the Embody Your Magic training course, and it is ready. It's ready to go. I have mapped it all out. I've designed it all. The landing page is ready for you. You can sign up. You can see there now, the buttons are there. Buy now, early bird, or buy now, pay later. Just a reminder that the early bird is available until the end of June as my gift to you, £100 off, which is a significant amount. And then also the buy now, pay later, and all of the info and terms and conditions around that you can find on my website. Of course, if you have any specific questions, you can either comment on this video or you can email me at mysticheartsemporium@gmail.com. If that email address is too long and you're like, I don't know that, if you just go to my channel, my YouTube channel, there's an email button there and you can email me directly. Also on my website, you can find on the Embody Your Magic training course page, there is a button down at the bottom that says contact if you have any questions or queries. So I feel like I've pretty much covered everything there for you. I'm just so excited to hold this space, and with a small intimate group where we can support each other, we can build community, friends for life. You know, there would even be an option of us like organizing an in-person reunion and meet up together. The possibilities with Embody Your Magic are endless. So I hope you are excited about this as I am. In my experience as well, September is a really beautiful time to start a training course. You know, it's after the summer, it's after like the school holidays, it's that transitioning into autumn or fall time, where kind of everything's shedding and simplifying, and it can often be that time where it's like, I really want to invest some energy into myself now. I've often started training courses in September, and for me it feels so good. It feels really juicy, and it gives us something to look forward to in the winter as well, because that's going to take us through all of October and all of November, so it finishes just in time again for December, which tends to be more of a busy family oriented or like work Christmas party season. So it fills in that lovely gap of winter where we're spending more time at home. Yeah, so I'm super excited. mystichearts.org/training. I can't wait to welcome the 8 beautiful souls to embody your magic with me and just live a life of freedom and liberation and creativity and self-expression. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader and hype woman. So I can't wait. Please do remember, it really, really helps if you like this video. Even if you comment like a love heart, anything really helps. If you have a channel of influence and you're watching this and you vibe with this, if you share this video, that will also really help me too. And of course, if you know a friend, loved one, family member who you think may really benefit from this training course, from embodying their magic, please by all means do share it with them. Sharing is caring, and all of your kind love and support helps me in more ways than you know. So thank you so much, beautiful soul. I'm so excited to see you there. Oh, actually, I almost finished the video then, and I realised that I had a quote that I wanted to share with you. This is not one of my quotes, but I just feel that it's really beautiful, and it holds the energetic frequency of Embody Your Magic and that beautiful spiral energy journey into the heart. which, by the way, look out soon in the next few days. I will link it at the end of this video when I've recorded it. I will be doing a shorter video explaining the difference between the linear chakra healing journey and the spiral chakra healing journey, and I'll put like pictures up and stuff just to make it easier for you to understand and navigate. Okay, so this is a quote by Sri Amrit Ray. The heart does not open in straight lines. It blossoms in spirals. It curves through memory, moves with breath, and unfolds in adversity. It is not your weakness, it is your evolution. And with that, I will leave you, beautiful soul. May your heart blossom in spirals.